Children, welcome back to my channel Online Physics Class by Niharika. So, again, we are going to continue with the same chapter, that is chapter 2, Motion in One Dimension. Okay, motion in one dimension. I'm talking about class 9th ICSE and CBSE board. Okay, motion in one dimension. So I have already made few videos based on this chapter, topic by topic. Okay, you can check my channel in the playlist. All the lectures you will get there. Right now, today we are going to continue with the next lecture. Okay, and in this lecture we are going to talk about acceleration and retardation. Acceleration and retardation. Okay, what is difference between acceleration and retardation? So still I find when I teach students, still I find that children have still doubt. They reach to class 10, then also they have a doubt that what is the basic difference between acceleration and retardation. So acceleration is what? Acceleration is first of all increase in velocity. Increase in velocity with respect to time. Whereas retardation is what? Retardation is decrease in velocity, decrease in velocity with respect to time. Okay, so what is the basic difference between acceleration and retardation is that acceleration means increase in velocity and retardation means decrease in velocity with respect to time. Acceleration means suppose if I give you one example, what happens? Suppose you are driving a car. You are driving a car. So what happened? If you are moving in the forward direction, if you are in the motion, and what happened? You are every time if you are increasing your velocity with respect to time, so what is happening? You are having a acceleration. आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप एक्सेलरेट कर रहे हो बार बार, मतलब आप अपनी velocity को with respect to the time you are increasing. It means there is acceleration, increase in velocity with respect to time, or you can say change in increase in velocity with respect to time. Okay, means if you are moving on the road with the car and every time if you are increasing your velocity with respect to time, it means what is there? Acceleration is there. And acceleration is always and always positive. Acceleration is always positive, or it can be zero also. It can be zero or positive. Okay, whereas if I talk about retardation, retardation. Okay, retardation. What is the other name of retardation? Deceleration. Deceleration. Okay, deceleration. Retardation is also known as deceleration. It means decrease in velocity. Now see again, suppose you are driving a car. See my diagrams, I am not very perfect in diagrams. So if you are driving a car on the road with certain speed, and immediately if you apply brakes, so what happened? Due to friction between the tires, okay, of this vehicle and road, this is called friction. Due to friction between tires of the road and due to friction between the road and the tires of the car, when you applied a brake, what happened? There comes decrease in velocity. उसकी वजह से क्या होता है? Decrease in velocity with respect to time. And this is only that time what is formed? That time retardation takes place. Retardation takes place means when you decrease your velocity with respect to time. Okay, that time what happened? Retardation takes place. And what is the cause of retardation? Cause of retardation is that when you applied a brake, the frictional force which acts between the tires of the car and the surface of the road, that is the frictional force, friction force causes decrease in velocity with respect to time, which is the cause of retardation. तो acceleration क्या होता है बेटा? Acceleration is always acceleration, retardation. Okay, acceleration is always increase in velocity with respect to time, and retardation is decrease in velocity with respect to time. Acceleration means suppose you are driving on the road, okay, driving on the road, and your car is moving in forward direction, and in certain interval of time, after every certain interval of time, you are increasing your velocity. So that means what is happening? Acceleration is taking place. And what is retardation? That you are moving on the road with your car and you applied a brakes. Now due to the application of the brakes, what happened? A friction is developed between the surface, between the tires and the road surface. That frictional force acts in the opposite direction, okay, which decreases the velocity of the car, and this decrease in velocity per unit time is known as retardation. Acceleration is always positive, retardation is negative. So acceleration is the increase in velocity with respect to time, retardation is the decrease in velocity with respect to time. Now both acceleration and retardation, which type of quantity they are? Vector quantity. They are vector quantity. Okay, acceleration is positive, retardation is negative. Now how do we write the formula for acceleration? Acceleration formula is increase in velocity, that means increase in velocity, okay, upon time. It means increase in velocity means change in velocity with respect to time. So suppose the initial velocity of any object was u, and after some time the velocity, after the application of the force, suppose the velocity increases to v. So what is increase or change in velocity? V minus u upon t. Or it can be written as, after cross multiplication, v is equals to u plus at, which is one of the equation of the motion. Okay, now how does acceleration is produced? Suppose suppose any object is moving, a ball is rolling, or any object is moving on a friction road. Okay, so what happened with the application of, suppose initial velocity of this ball was u, but after the application of the force, the velocity of this ball increases and it started moving with the velocity v. So what happened? Because of the application of this force, the velocity of the body changes. So means, what is the acceleration produced? Acceleration is change in velocity upon time, that is v minus u upon t. Whereas retardation has also same formula, only in final answer you will get minus sign, but when you will write the final answer of retardation, there you will not put the minus sign, because you need to only write the magnitude. Now if your question is that, ma'am, in retardation, what does the negative sign shows us? The negative sign shows us decrease in velocity. Negative sign shows us decrease in velocity. But when you write the final answer of retardation, you write positive answer. Okay, means you have to only write the magnitude. You don't have to put any sign plus or minus. I hope this concept of acceleration and retardation is clear. Now one very important thing about acceleration and retardation is unit. So SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Same unit is for retardation also. And CGS unit is centimeter per second square. SI unit is meter per second square. CGS unit is centimeter per second square. Okay. Now next topic is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Now what is acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity means acceleration produced because of the gravitational force of the earth. The simple meaning is acceleration produced in the body because of the gravitational force of the earth. See how? Suppose from a certain height h, you made a certain object, you made it a free fall. अगर आपने किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को यहाँ से फ्री फॉल कराया तो this object will move to a ground, right? But as it will move towards the ground, as it will come more closer and closer, its velocity will increase. Velocity will increase. ठीक है, velocity increase होगी. But why the velocity is increasing? Suppose यहाँ पर initially the velocity was u. You projected this body with certain, or you made this object free fall with certain velocity. Okay, but after some time the velocity increases as it reaches to a ground. जैसे जैसे body ground की तरफ आएगा उसकी velocity change होती जाएगी with respect to time. So why it is happening? Because of the gravitational, because of the gravitational force of the earth. अर्थ के ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स की वजह से अर्थ अपनी तरफ उस बॉल को जैसे जैसे अट्रैक्ट करेगा, उसकी जैसे जैसे अपनी तरफ खींचेगा, उसकी वेलोसिटी इंक्रीज होती जाएगी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. एंड व्हाट इज दिस इंक्रीज इन वेलोसिटी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम? एक्सेलरेशन, right? But this acceleration is produced due to what? Due to gravitational force of the earth. Hence, when any object falls freely under gravity, that time whatever the acceleration is produced in the body, that is known as acceleration due to gravity, right? ठीक है, जब आप किसी चीज का फ्री फॉल कराते हो, किसी चीज को आप फ्री फॉल नीचे की ओर फेंकते हो, या कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट फ्री फॉल करता है, तो उस दौरान उसकी वेलोसिटी अर्थ के अट्रैक्शन की वजह से, ड्यू टू ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑफ द अर्थ, उसकी वेलोसिटी क्या होती है? इंक्रीज होती है with respect to time. And that time whatever the acceleration is produced in body, that is known as acceleration due to gravity. Now children, on an average, its value is g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. ठीक है, what is this g? This g is your acceleration due to gravity, because it is produced because of the gravitational force of the earth. So instead of a, it is represented as g. And what is its value? 9.8 meter per second square. I hope children this concept is clear to you. Now I will suggest you कि after going through this video, please go through the chapter also, okay, and have a proper reading. Thank you class.